But these things I'm fascinated with. I'm fascinated with things that buck the traditional so-called learns and wisdoms of science, which oftentimes is quite frankly pseudoscientific theories, um, and over time they get busted out. For example, I don't know if you saw it, but with the Webb telescope, did you see recently?
Is that the James Webb Telescope?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
James Webb, the new, basically the new Hubble, and it's like way more powerful. And so right away they're coming up with Big Bang Theory doesn't look like it's holding up. You know, they're going like, guess what? It's dead. Like that theory didn't hold up. But if you remember on a podcast, like recently, I said I think Big Bang Theory is doesn't hold up. You know, and so I love when actual science can debunk what was thought of as real hard science previous to that. Like I was always amazed at how many people just bought into the Big Bang, you know, which I would call immaculate conception 2.0, right? We
Mm-hmm.
can explain the whole universe with math, and if you just grant this one miracle that everything was created out of nothing in an instant, we can explain the rest. You're like, right, yeah, just grant you that one uh, universe level miracle that was born from nothing, and the rest will all make sense. So I think the kind of science itself has had a really interesting journey through time. I think it's one of the most valuable things we can hold, and at the same thing, I think it's one of the most manipulated things on the planet because in many ways it's kind of become a new religion. And similar to old religions, the high priests of the class want to dictate what you should believe. And there's reasons for that as well. And there's reasons why people pay those figures to be there and to be sort of gatekeepers on institutions of knowledge and learning and science, supposedly. And I think as time goes on, we see a lot of those walls broken down. They're not quite what we thought they were. And then we have these huge revelations. I do think continental drift takes place. I personally adhere more to plasma cosmology rather than Big Bang theory. And plasma cosmology has premises, and you'll see all these scientists debunking it, you know. But I think it makes a lot more sense, which is planets grow over time, and that continental drift is one thing, but there's also possibly other explanations. You know, and I think all these are theories at this moment. But whatever the possibilities are, they would be happening on oddball too. So there's degrees of continental drift, but when you look at the Ring of Fire, when you look at how old the Earths are are from where the deep seated, you know, sort of bubbling seams are, that's newer Earth than what's on other parts of the ocean floor. So our planet's expanding, and we haven't had enough time to measure that expansion, um, or or did continents really start as one supercontinent and then spread out, like they say? I don't know, but I think the possibilities are all really interesting. And so for us, continental drift would be a thing, and planetary expansion would be a thing too.
Might get back to that notion of oddworld being, what was it,
Yeah.
100 times bigger than Earth or something.
Well, I said that originally, and then the science guys tore me up. I was like, maybe not a great idea, you know. But the idea was we just wanted to plant those seeds that more could happen here, you know.
Yep.
And so I could have thought that one through better in the origins. I was like 10 times size. I was like, well, that might not add up. But you're like, but if it was early measurements, maybe they just got it wrong. You know, like, how do I make myself not as wrong? But then you go, no, you know what? There's plenty on Earth without getting into the physics of different sizes. There's plenty of things on Earth and plenty of possibilities that can happen. We don't need a bigger planet. That's kind of where I settled in.